A lonely billionaire. Ethan Crawford leaned back in his leather chair, gazing out of his glass-walled penthouse at Manhattan's skyline. 35 years old, a billionaire tech investor, admired yet utterly alone. The numbers on his laptop blurred. With a frustrated sigh, he grabbed his wool coat, keys to his Maserati, and decided to escape into the snowy night. The city streets were nearly empty as Ethan drifted toward Central Park. Snow fell thick and silent, muting the world. Then he heard it, a faint cry, not the wind, not the city, a child. He followed the sound to a deserted playground. His heart jolted. A small girl, around 7, sat half buried in snow, clutching the swaddled infants. Her lips were blue, her tiny hands trembling as she tried to keep them warm. Without hesitation, Ethan dropped to his knees, wrapped all 3 children in his coat, and carried them to his car. His hands shook as he called his private doctor and longtime housekeeper, Margaret. "Prepare the nursery. I'm bringing 3 children," he said, his voice breaking. At Crawford Manor, firelight blazed and blankets wrapped the children, Dr. Lewis confirmed. The girl was suffering from hypothermia but would recover. The twins were weak but stable. Near dawn, the girl stirred. Her green eyes widened with fear. "The babies, Clara and Noah, where are they?" she cried. "They're safe," Ethan assured her softly. "My name is Sophie," she whispered, clutching his hand. "Please don't let him find us." Over the next days, Ethan learned fragments of Sophie's story. She bore bruises. She devoured food as though starved for weeks. At night, she whispered through tears, "He hurt Mommy. He'll hurt the babies too." Ethan's protective instinct ignited. He hired Daniel Rhodes, a private investigator. The truth was darker than he feared. Sophie's mother, a gentle pianist named Elena, had died in what police called a car accident. Her stepfather, Victor Hale, a wealthy executive drowning in gambling debts, had been chasing Sophie and the twins not for love, but for the multi-million-dollar trust fund left in their names. Soon, Crawford Manor was unrecognizable. Toys scattered across Persian rugs. Sophie's laughter echoed down marble halls. Ethan, once consumed by business, found himself reading bedtime stories, warming bottles, rocking babies at night. Margaret, watching quietly, told him, "For the first time, you look alive." Yet Sophie's nightmares grew worse. She often woke screaming, reliving the night her mother told her to run. Ethan would hold her tight and whisper, "You're safe now. I promise." Detective Rhodes uncovered chilling evidence: years of domestic violence, suspicious finances, and proof Victor staged Elena's death. "He's ruthless," Rhodes warned. Ethan tightened security. But one stormy night, alarms shattered the mansion. Victor arrived with hired men. Power failed. Sophie, terrified, slipped from the safe room and confronted her stepfather at the grand staircase. "You killed Mommy," she shouted. "You'll never take them?" Before Victor could reach her, police raided the estate, alerted by Rhodes. Victor and his men were arrested. Ethan gathered Sophie into his arms. "It's over," he whispered. "He'll never hurt you again?" In court, Victor's lawyers painted him as a grieving father. Ethan was called reckless, unfit. But attorney Rachel Donovan presented damning evidence: fraud, abuse records, witness statements, Sophie's psychological trauma. Finally, Judge Williams ruled, "For the children's best interests, custody is granted to Mr. Ethan Crawford. Victor Hale is denied all contact pending full rehabilitation." Ethan exhaled deeply, tears stinging his eyes. The children were his officially. Life blossomed in unexpected ways. Sophie smiled again, teaching Clara and Noah the lullabies her mother once sang. Ethan and Margaret grew close, her devotion and warmth stitching the fractured pieces of his life. One spring afternoon, beneath cherry blossoms, Ethan proposed. Margaret whispered yes, tears glistening. The once silent mansion now overflowed with music, laughter, and love. The children called him Dad. Sophie, thriving in school and piano, proudly told her friends she had a real family. From prison, Victor wrote letters, one to Ethan, others sealed for the children when they were older. In his letter, he admitted his sins and thanked Ethan for giving them a life he never could. "I don't expect forgiveness," he wrote, "but let them know I tried to change." On a snowy December night, Ethan stood by the window of the manor. Outside, Margaret, now his wife and expecting another child, helped Sophie and the twins build a snowman. Their laughter filled the frosty air. Ethan pulled on the same coat he'd once wrapped around 3 half-frozen children. Snow touched his face, and he realized family isn't built from blood, but from love, sacrifice, and the courage to start again. He stepped outside, wrapped his arms around them all, and thought, "This is the life I was meant to live."